that brings that very uncomfortable feeling. That's basically what red flag is. And it is something that sometimes it looks minute, it looks like something you should overlook, like it's not a big deal after all. But in the long run, this is something that end up scattering a lot of marriages. That's what brings separation and divorce and even abuse into marriages. And that's because we ignore these red flags. And red flags are basically a sign that this relationship cannot work. Unfortunately, some of us are not even aware. Like, there are some red flags that if you don't have a level of self-awareness, you won't know it is wrong. You will think it's just one of those things, or you overlook it, or you think, okay, or especially if you are the kind of person that thinks, as an African person, you should just let go. There are some things you don't talk about. There are many things you should talk about, but traditions have made us silent about them, and they are very, very dangerous. Red flag is something you should never ever ignore, no matter what. It is something you should count as serious. Whatever makes you very uncomfortable during a relationship, and the person you're in a relationship with continues to do it, is a sign that it's going to be full blown when you get married. No matter how small, it's just a tip of the iceberg of what will happen in the marriage. If a man finds it easy to smack you, and especially, let's say, it may not even be a smack. It could just be, let's say, maybe he knows that you react to tickling. You start laughing. Some people don't react to anything. But some people, if you touch a particular part of their body, they start laughing. And then you tell the guy, like, stop it, I don't like it. But the guy does not stop. He's like, oh, I'm only playing with you. See, that's the guy trying to break your physical boundaries. Anything you are not comfortable with and you tell your partner, I don't like it, he is meant to respect you by stopping it and not repeating it again. Because it is one thing to say, I am sorry, I won't do it again, and then next time you do something close to it and claim, oh, I forgot. If someone is important to you, when they tell you they don't like something, you will not claim to forget. You will put their word in your mind. You would put it in your mind and not forget if it is someone who is important to you. So I'll be listing some of the things we overlook. I'll be looking down because I actually had to make a note about it, and I don't want to miss any points. Although the point is quite long, I think I have about over 20 points that I'll be talking about. So there's a possibility of me not finishing it within 1 hour, and we may continue next week. But I'll see how I can run through it, because I would like to give some examples so that you can relate it with your present circumstance to see if the relationship you are in is a time bomb. Because a lot of people are in a relationship, they are seeing the red flags, but because they don't have that self-awareness, they are not even aware of what this kind of red flag is. We just hear red flag everywhere, but it has not been brought home to a level where people can really easily resonate with it, that, oh, okay, so this is what I can see as a red flag. So basically, a red flag is something that makes you uncomfortable. It is something that makes you question your relationship or the person, or that makes you like begin to shift, that makes you to want to start adjusting to things that you shouldn't be adjusting to. Like that there are things that make you to be too like uptight when you're around your partner. That freedom is not there. You're always like, I don't want to get him offended. That's a red flag that there's something wrong in that relationship that shouldn't be. Now, there are some red flags that does not necessarily mean the relationship can't work, because some people do some things because they don't know that what they are doing is wrong, so they just continue doing it. But some people do it, they know it is wrong, and they just want to do it. While the people that do it out of ignorance can be corrected, when you call those kind of people into this thing to question them and tell them what you are doing is wrong, they usually will be apologetic and do everything necessary to make them change, to make them adjust. So that's the two differences between someone who is doing it willingly, deliberately, and someone who is not aware that what he or she is doing is wrong. Now, every red flag here I'm going to be bringing out applies to both female and male. It is not just static, but I'm going to just be using the male as an example here. It's just to like create that umbrella. I don't want to start saying, oh, maybe a male or a female, but I want to understand that it refers to either parties, because If you see the same attitude from a female as a man, then you are walking into trouble. Except it is being done, like I explained, it's done out of ignorance, and then you call their attention to it and they make correction, making efforts not to repeat it again. So that's the thing you should look out for. But when it is looking deliberate, then something is wrong. You don't want to go on with that relationship. What is it, Daniel? Go and stay in your room. I will soon be done. So sorry for that interruption. So I'll be going into the kind of things that you should be able to pin as a red flag. I will start with these people. There's usually this impression that it comes with. Sometimes it doesn't come like bam. It comes in a subtle way. Sometimes it comes in a silent way. Sometimes if you are not self-aware, you may not even know. Like, it will just be coming in bit by bit, unconsciously. You won't know. So it is up to you, because like I do explain, in relationship is dating courtship period is a period where you use to know yourselves. Unfortunately, a lot of people use this period to do eat out, party here and there, but it is a period where you should know your partner. It's a period where I think in my workbook that will be out today is on pre-order for 1,000 naira. You can get it. I made an explanation of something like this, and there are also questions in that workbook to help you to determine if this relationship is worth it or not. Now, I gave some instances in that workbook, like if you were to go and buy a cloth in a store, and you get to the store, the exact cloth you want to buy is there, but they have a smaller size to your size. The normal you will say, no, I can't buy this, even though I love it. But because the smaller size means that the material is smaller, it's not something you will say you want to loosen and adjust. You would rather leave that style and go and look for the style in any other store that may have it around there. Like, you don't mind stressing yourself. But unfortunately, we don't practice this in relationship. If you're in a relationship and something is not fitting in, like, you can't, like, let's even use a shoe. A dress is too far. You wear a size 41 and then you decide to go and buy size 38. How will you wear the shoe? You will not even bother buying it. Like, you will forget the shoe. But that is what we do in relationships. You feel, I'm going too old, or nobody will marry me, so because of that, let me manage what I see. Or you say something like, my family, they are already on my neck. The pressure is too much. Let me just manage this man. And you keep managing what is going to end up, like, it may not kill you physically, but it's going to kill you internally. And once you are dead inside, there's nothing to show forth again physically. So why will you be managing someone that has to do with your forever, that has to do with your destiny, that has to do with the larger part of your life? Because let's say that you have lived up to 35 years before getting married. The truth is, you are praying to be at least 80 years before you die. Now, imagine you living 45 years of your life in misery. Wouldn't you have preferred being a single person and you are at peace, no one is stressing you out, and then you're not even having to be trying to please someone who can never be satisfied? So it is something you should not just be dabbling into. It's not something you should just say, okay, because I'm of age, or because people will not understand me, or because the pressure is too much, you just want to manage anybody. Marriage is not something you enter managing someone. And that's the mistake a lot of people make. Because of pressure, peer pressure, family pressure, societal pressure, whatever pressure it is that is coming around you, because of that, you now manage someone, and then you enter into the relationship, and then you start biting your finger. Unfortunately, you will not want to even tell anybody. That's where you now start pretending to be enjoying the marriage, when in real essence, you are weeping, you are crying. So I'm going to explain some of these red flags to you, and I'm hoping that you will be able to think and analyze your relationship, if this relationship is something you want to continue with. Alongside, you can get my workbook. It's still 1,000 naira for today. From tomorrow, it's going to be 1,500. So you can get the workbook. The workbook has questions that you can ask yourself. There are some things I'm going to say about the red flags, which is very obvious. But in that workbook, I gave some questions there that is going to help you to analyze and evaluate your relationship. Thereby, it helps you to make the right decision. That now depends on you answering these questions sincerely. I've done my part. I want to help you, and that is why I created that workbook, giving some explanations and then asking questions to help you evaluate your relationship. Now, it may not even just be an emotional relationship in terms of marriage. It could be a business partnership, because see, when you don't have the same zeal in a relationship with someone, it usually brings this kind of scratches that people get hurt at the end of the day, and you don't want to build a relationship that you start regretting in the long run. So the point is, you need everything you can get when it comes to your relationship. You need every support you can get to help you analyze your relationship, to be sure you are in the right relationship. That is why I have that workbook, so as to guide you in any relationship you find yourself. So now I want to talk about the red flags. One of them is they are obsessed with telling you you are a perfect person. When someone always tell you, oh, you are so perfect, you are very beautiful. See, I'm not saying it's bad, but there's a thin line between someone who is genuinely appreciating you and someone who is putting pressure on you. Now, I can tell you are really smart and keep telling you to boost you up to be better, and you are getting better. Now, the difference is someone who wants to frustrate you will keep saying something like, you are very perfect at everything you are doing. And subtly, you start finding yourself under pressure to always do things perfectly. Like you are not even allowed to make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you will think you have done something the world must not hear. That's a red flag. When someone is always telling you are perfect, this thing you did is perfect, just continue being perfect. Hello, nobody is perfect, so nobody should expect you to be perfect. Yes, we have our strengths, places where we are very good at. If the person is focusing on your strength, that you are very good at this, and the truth is, no matter how good we are, there's always a room for improvement. So you can't be perfect. You will always need to grow and get better. So when your partner is always telling you are perfect, you're perfect, you're perfect, know that it's putting you under a pressure to make you always want to have achieved that perfectionist stage. And once you get to that point, you start getting frustrated, you start hating yourself, you start even silly mistakes can even lead you to what's it called now, depression. So you have to watch it. There are some praises that are not really praises. They are actually them pushing you into a pit. So be careful of the praise they give you. All this, you are perfect, you are very beautiful, you did this very well, you can never make mistake. Giving people the impression that you can never make mistake in a thing, as good as it sounds, is a subtle red flag. So if you are not careful and you let it enter your head, you keep allowing them to say, oh, you are very good at this, you can never make mistake. The day you make one mistake, you will regret it. So it's better when they are pushing you, oh, you are perfect, so you tell them, no, I'm not, I'm still learning, because learning is continuous. You can't stop learning. Yes, you need people who are sincere in their judgment. Nobody is perfect. No matter how good you are, there will still be some shortcomings. So for those shortcomings, that is what makes you human. You can't be perfect. No matter how beautiful you are, there will be a defect. Not because it's there, but it's just the human part. Because we are not all perfect. There's room for improvement. So don't let anybody put you under that silent pressure. It's a red flag. So it is something that someone can do it out of ignorance, and you can just call their attention. Just like I said, call their attention to that. No, please, I'm not perfect. Yes, I'm good, but I'm only good to a fault. Like, I can still make mistakes. So permit me to make my mistake, because sometimes you even learn more in your mistake. But when someone has put you on that pedestal and like the pressure is just there, you can't make your mistake in peace, then there's problem. So another red flag I want to point out is they push your boundaries in an innocent way. I think I already mentioned that earlier. Like I said that let's say, for example, you are the kind of person who reacts easily to touches and you start laughing, and then you tell the person to stop, and it's like instead of stopping, he deliberately continues. That's a red flag, because he is breaking your boundaries. But now it is not up to you to even set up your own boundaries. Some people don't have any boundary. Anybody can just come into their life, go in and come out as they like. That is totally wrong and dangerous for you. I have explained this as well in one of my books. It's there on how to set your boundaries. I think it's a value code. It's in that book. How to set your boundaries. When you set your boundaries, you will know when someone is overpassing it, and you'll be able to stop them. And when the person repeatedly, like, he keeps doing it, then you know that this person is not someone you want to have close to you. If he finds it easy to always say, to always do what you say don't do, then there's a problem. That's a red flag you should not omit. See, no matter how playful, because usually this kind of boundary, they do it in a playful way. Just like this one, it's tickling you. For goodness sake, you're laughing. You know, everyone will see it as, oh, you're laughing now and there's no big deal, he just wants you to be happy. But actually, it's affecting you. Someone like me, if you tickle me for too long, I would get too weak inside, and I will tell you I don't want it. And the minute you stop doing it, the minute you continue, it shows me that you don't respect me. You don't respect my body. You don't respect my feelings. You don't respect me as a person. So that's a red flag already. Anyone that does not accept your no is someone you should be avoiding, because it means that they don't even hear no. What they are hearing is please go ahead. And they will never accept that they are wrong. So you have to be very careful of your protecting your boundaries. Don't let anyone push into your boundary, no matter who they are. Now, this actually goes to every phase of life, like every kind of relationship. So be very careful. Set up a healthy boundary around yourself. Majorly is to protect your mental health, your psychological health, and every other part of you. Because especially if your psychological, mental, and emotional health is affected, every other thing is going to be affected. Your mind needs to be stable for you to be more productive. So you need to set up those boundaries, even in your relationship, your love relationship. Another red flag you should look for is high sex drive. Now, I know that it's not all relationship that practice sex before marriage. So while there are some relationships that they don't have sex before their marriage, there are some that do. Now, I'm not here to call one thing a sin or not. I'm just here to tell you something. If in your relationship, let's say you're the type that don't do sex before marriage, I would recommend that. But let's say now you don't do sex before marriage, and this guy is always like, I'm a sex freak, I love sex, like, let's say you are together in a day, maybe you're together for 1 hour, and out of the 1 hour you're talking, 15 minutes out of it was about sex. Now, it may not be sex all directly, but indirectly it finds a way to, let's say you're talking, in fact it could be like you're talking about this angel. This is the angel, let's say you're talking about, and it's looking at, you're like, oh, I like this jello, it looks so beautiful. The next thing you can say is, imagine me using it when I want to touch you. They will just twist it. You are talking about angel, hand sanitizer to clean your hands, to be clean. That is your motive, that is what is on your mind. But they will find a way to twist it and say, just imagine me, us, when I want to have fun and I just quickly clean my hand, especially if I'm unable to wash my hand, I just use it to just clean my hand and just do. That's a sign that this person is a sex addict, like they are into sex. Another way to know if you are not practicing sex is, they say something like, I love sex a lot. Sex is my weakness. Sex, I can't do without sex. See, when someone is giving you all these lines, there's a problem. The problem is that you can never satisfy them sexually, because they already have a fantasy in their head that they have built, and unfortunately, even though it is fantasy, they will want it to be a reality. And that reality, even if it will hurt you, it will kill you, they will make sure they still get it. So you don't want to marry that kind of person who is a sex addict. For those who are practicing sex before marriage, this is what they do. What they do is, when you're having sex, they will just softly tell you, like, insult you, call you names, like, see how you sound like a goat. They'll tell you you sound like a goat because you're enjoying it. Is that how sweet it is? They'll just compare you to something very silly, and sometimes it could be subtle. It may not even be a goat. It could even be your maybe you have a teddy bear, Imagine comparing a human being with a teddy bear. See, no matter how beautiful the teddy bear is a non-living thing. It does not have reasoning. So for someone to limit you to a teddy bear means they don't even value you in the first place. So that is how these red flags are. So you have to be very careful. Though I would always say, please never make the mistake of having sex before marriage. I'm going to tell you why. The reason is because sex has a way of clouding your reasoning. You may think you can handle it. You may think you can walk about it like it's not going to affect, it's not going to get into your emotion. But trust me, go and ask don't go to church now. In case you're thinking church will be biased, go to psychologists who are real. They will tell you the same thing I'm telling you. The minute sex is involved, it has a way of clouding your emotions. You won't even think straight. Even when you're saying the red flags, you overlook it. Because you in your mind you are in love. Or in your mind it's not a big deal. So you have to be very careful. There are some subtle way that these red flags come, and that's the reason why many people overlook it, because they don't come loud. So red flag is just like a tip of the iceberg of what is still coming on. That is how red flag is. It doesn't come bam. It comes tiny. It comes like a sweep through. It doesn't come like a big thing to eat you. So you wouldn't even suspect that there's a problem. But it takes someone who is really self-aware, who is conscious of what they want, who has a plan of the kind of relationship they want. Those are the kind of people that can easily know when there's a problem somewhere. So you yourself, like I always recommend, don't be so hasty to join a relationship until you have known who you are. Until you know yourself, you have studied yourself, you know the kind of person you are, you know what works for you, you know what triggers your happiness, you know what triggers your anger, you like study yourself. Take time to know what works for you, how long you must sleep before you can be very productive. Those are part of the things you should know about yourself. The kind of words that boost your morale, that makes you work harder, and the kind of words that kills you. You should take time to study yourself. But a lot of time, people don't do this. You just jump into a relationship. I did it. I'm not here to make you feel guilty, but the good thing is you can correct it now, so you don't repeat my own mistake. So you more like you learn from me. I made a mistake by jumping into a relationship without having that full self-awareness of me. You need your self-awareness. You need to be aware of who you are, what boosts your morale, what kills your emotions, what makes you happy, the thing you can do for hours without stopping, even when they are not paying you a dime. Like, it gives you joy. What brings you fulfillment? How you refuel yourself. Some people, they must sleep in the afternoon. If you want them to, even if it's 10 minutes, they must. I have my coach. She must sleep at least 10 minutes in the afternoon if you want her to be very productive. She said even when she was working under a company, that she had to tell her boss that, please, if I don't have my siesta, even if it's for 10 minutes during the day, I'm less productive. She said when she explained, the boss didn't answer. The boss now noticed how she was derailing the boss. Nobody told the boss to create a bed for her in her office. So once it is time for her to sleep, she sleeps for 10 minutes and she's fine, and she's back up again like as if she has gone to charge herself. So know yourself. Know what works for you. For me, I must sleep at least 8 hours a day. Don't just follow any motivational speaker. See, there are some real motivational speakers who are real. Well, there are some that all they want is just something to push you to drop your money. It is up to you to know who is real. I can't tell you who is real or not, but it is up to you to know who is real. That's why you have your instinct as well. So it is, for me, I must have my 8 hours sleep. Any day, it's not like I do this 8 hours every day. Like the time I was doing this, preparing the workbook that is on sale now, I did it. I started around 12 midnight and I finished it around 4 because I wanted to send it to the person to edit it for me by day. So by the time I finished around 4, I slept past 4 and then I woke up around 8. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. That's just 4 hours. Now, that's not even up to the lowest I want. That's 5. For me to be productive, I have to sleep up to 5 hours at least. So I slept only 4 hours. But what I did was, I had to go to bed earlier the next day to catch up. I was able to do a few things. I stayed with my children, helped them. So that is part of me studying myself. And there are some things you will do that if you do it around me, I won't tell you stop. I will move, because first of all, it could be part of you. and I'm not sure I'm in that mental space to be telling you what to do and what not to do. I owe me the right to keep me safe, and that is by me moving away from you. It doesn't mean I'm fighting with you. It is me setting boundary to protect myself. I've had to remove someone from my WhatsApp because she keeps sending broadcasts, and even though the broadcast was innocent, but it was beginning to affect me, so I had to block her. Then she now came to my inbox on Facebook. I had to tell her that this is why I had to block you. She was like, you could have told me. I said, no, I don't owe you that explanation. If you could not think to first ask me if you can send me broadcast before sending, then I don't owe you an explanation as to why you should stop. So that is how it is. You know yourself, study yourself, what works for you, what will trigger a negative emotion in you, and what will trigger positive emotion in you. Then you go for it. So when you're self-aware, it really would help you to spot these red flags. You really need it. This is a basic thing that everybody must have. Like, you must know it. It's not may have it. It is must. If you want a life that is calm, if you want a peaceful life and a life that will not be experiencing unnecessary disruption. So you need to be self-aware. So I'll go to the next one. The next thing they do is they create rifts. That's misunderstanding between you, your family, and friends. Now they won't necessarily come and tell you that these people are they are bad for you. Now how they will do it is subtle as usual. They may say something like, I want our relationship to be just both of us. I don't want a third party. Don't even tell your mommy what is happening between us. Or they may even say, your mommy may not know how relationship of these days are, so don't always tell her anything. Now, I'm not saying you should be telling your parents everything about your relationship, but your parents should, at least if they are the healthy ones. I understand that it's not everybody that has the blessing of a good parent, but if you have that blessing of a good parent, you should be able to call your parents for counsel. So the minute a partner is beginning to make the parent that was good to you to suddenly start looking bad, then you should start suspecting such person. And then they start telling you, this is your friend. Or they may even say your friend is eyeing them, they want to date them. This is something you should watch out for as well. They paint your friend as evil. They make your friend look bad. They make your family look like you don't really need them to live your life, to be happy. In fact, it's better, you are better off without them. They present your family as people that will intrude into your personal life. The people that have not been intruding will suddenly start intruding because you're in a relationship. There's a way they paint it. Then another one is a mind manipulation. They manipulate your mind by confusing you. And let's say if one of your family members made a sincere mistake. Everyone can make a mistake. So when they make that sincere mistake, they will capitalize on that mistake. They will say, you see, I told you this person does not like our relationship. More reason you should not be telling her anything about us. Just keep it this. They will give you 1001 reason why you should not talk to your family or your friends. And the minute someone is attacking your support system, there's a problem. When they start attacking your support system is your family and friends that you have always known before they came into the picture. Once a person starts attacking your support system, then there's a problem. They are trying to control you. The minute they cut you off your support system, trust me, it will be difficult for you to gain your freedom. So you have to be very careful of who and what you allow into yourself. Protect your circle. Everybody don't need to be your friend. You are okay with you. First of all, build a relationship with yourself. When you have built a relationship with yourself, you will easily know who should fit into your circle. You will know who your friend should be, let alone a partner. So don't go into a relationship with the mindset of I'll just manage what comes to me. Or not every. There's this silly mistake a lot of single ladies make. They will say something like everybody makes mistakes. Let's forget their past. And there are some past you should never forget. I will explain some of this past to you. The past that is still occurring is not gone yet. There are some past you should forget, but it is up to the person you are engaged with or dating or courting owes you the information of his past. Now it is up to you to want to still go ahead as far as he is open. See, everybody has their own past. Now the past, the kind of past everybody have, it varies. Some are worst, some are okay, some are manageable, some can be overlooked, while some has to be like scrutinized. But if it is a sincere person, even if it's a ugly past, as bad as being a prostitute, let's use that, the person still hold you to tell you, this is how my past has been, so that you can have the choice to choose. The minute someone is lying to you about their past, that's a red flag. The minute you start discovering about their past without them telling you, maybe you went to their house and you saw a paper and you realize that this person did not mention this to me, and then by the time you're asking, they're saying like, I plan to tell you. Please, when is he planning to tell you? Is it until you are married? That's a red flag to show you that this is not someone you want to get married to. And the people that will claim is my past, when you watch their pattern, what are they doing now? Are they still doing the same past in quotes? If they are still doing the same part, or people are raising voices and saying, like, it's like there's a trend to hate. People have the same comment about them in a negative way. Then this person is not someone who has dropped his past in his past. He's still living in it, but he doesn't want you to believe it, else he's going to lie and tell you what he wants you to believe, and you will swallow it thinking, he's being truthful to me, but he has only successfully confused your mind into believing his lies. That's all he did. Weaknesses that cannot be overlooked. Lie is one of it, because any relationship built on lies is bound to break. If someone keeps lying over, I'm still going to explain. There are some red flags that shows these weaknesses. I'm still going to talk about them. There are some things that you should never overlook. Someone who lies to you, who find it easy to lie to you, that's a red flag. Someone who deliberately omits some truth, is saying the truth but not all, that's a red flag. And someone who always finds it easy to, how do I explain this? Like, he claims he's playing with you, but he will deliberately outside, in the name of play, insult you. Like, let's say for example, you are going out with him and he's with his friends, and then the next thing he says is something like, see my fiancé, see her big head. She looks so much like me. Can you see the trend? He has insulted you, but saying by the time you hear she looks so much like me, you will think, he's praising me, but it's a lie. He has just softly killed you. And if you don't cut it there, you are lying to continue telling you your eyes is too big, but she looks like me. It's a subtle way of cutting off your defense. And by the time you want to stand up to start fighting, because you have kept quiet for too long, it's going to be a difficult one. Let me continue. I'm sure that there are some examples of things you should never overlook, so-called weaknesses. But in case you are not satisfied, let me know. I'm going to bring it up again. Okay, another one is they rush your relationship with them. They rush you. Like, they come today, in the next. See, there's some relationship, I know that within 3 months they get married. But this thing is, that one is usually a mutual thing. Like, I want it, he wants it, and you are like, we love each other, so why are we wasting time? Let's go ahead. That's a different case. But this one, you really don't want the relationship to move that swift. But it's like, don't you love me? Let's go on now. If you don't love, if for you not to want us to quickly get married and do all this, it means that you don't want me. You don't want us to be married. It means you have a plan. It means you want to date someone else. Can you see the difference? It is possible to marry someone within the space of 3 to 6 months when you meet yourself, but it is usually mutual. Your mind is at peace. There's no turbulence in your mind. But the other one person is like, no, I don't want it now. Why are you rushing me? I don't want. Calm down. When you are always having to say, calm down, calm down, calm down, there's a problem in that relationship. Do you understand? So, another one is they usually paint their ex crazy, foolish. Like, they paint their ex as the crazy one, or they are very obsessed with them. Like, let's say I'm the negative person, God forbid. So now I will now say my ex is obsessed with me. She doesn't want to let me go. So she basically, what they do is they make their ex look like the one who is desperate for them. And the reason they do this is because they still want to have access to those ex, or even create a new ex while you are together. They'll go and create a new relationship. Then when you catch them, they'll say, she's my ex, so she's just so crazy about me. She just refused to let me go and blah, blah, blah. So if you ask them about their former relationship, by the time you see that, sometimes they may not totally say it is all about the ex that was bad. They may even say something like, even me too, I did something that's not good. But you will notice that when they are pointing out their own mistake, they downplay it. They will downplay their own mistake and escalate their ex's mistake. Call their ex crazy, call their ex obsessed with them, like that their ex is really deeply in love with them, their ex can't seem to be without them, and all those kind of things. And you on the other hand, you think, oh, my fiancé or my fiancée is so handsome, for ladies to be flocking around him like this, wow. And maybe it's because of his money. You'll be thinking that because that's the picture they want you to see. So hence they will make the other person the all other exes. And a red flag is also, how many ex do they have? By the time someone is having 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 exes, there's a problem. It shows that this person's life is not stable. Why are those people leaving this person? Why? If the person has not worked on themselves, you should, like, for every breakup, you should take time to analyze the relationship, see your mistakes, see their mistakes, and make sure you don't repeat it in your next mistake. And this time around, when you are choosing, you have to be choosing carefully. But these people, because they don't even sit down, their own is to just see the fastest person they can easily tie down and marry. They just jump into the next available relationship, and that is it. So sometimes this is what they do. So when they are having multiple exes, know that there's a problem somewhere that you need to dig out. Don't just be fast to defend your fiancé or fiancée. Don't be very fast to defend them, because you're defending them is you digging your own pit. You need to first find out, know who they really are, before you can now defend them. Like, you don't know this person for the past 20 to 30 years, depending on how old they are, or even 40 years. So you can't just expect yourself to know them within 3 months and then you start defending them. Your courtship time is a time to know if this market is good or not. Your dating period is a time to know if this shoe fits me or not. If a shoe does not fit you, you dump it, you drop it, you don't buy it, you don't manage it. So the same thing applies to your relationship. If this person does not fit your purpose, does not fit your life, does not even align in any way with you, don't manage, dump it. You are better off single than marrying a wrong person. So the next one is, when they are angry, they find it easy to call you names. And sometimes they end up saying, oh, I'm sorry, it was because I'm angry. Why some will not even tell you I'm sorry at all. Anyone that finds it easy to call you names because they are angry is someone you should be careful of, because from anger one day to turn to beating. Anyone that can get angry and call you names would get angry and slap you, and from slap it turns to beating. And if you are overlooking the name calling, be ready to overlook the beating. So it starts small, like small. It doesn't come bam like that. Just like I said, the red flags are like a tip of the iceberg of what is really coming. So never overlook the red flags. It is something you should be very, very careful of and watch seriously. Let me go to the next one. The next one is they usually have a plan, but not action to back up the plan. They are usually full of potentials. Like, let's say for example, my plan is I want to travel out of Nigeria. I want to go to US, and okay, to go to US, what do you need? You need a visa, you need your passport, you need a visa, you need maybe a work permit, depending on the means through which you want to get into US, or whatever visa. It could be study or just relocation, depending on the visa. I don't know how it is done, but let's assume you want to use study to go into US. Now, these kind of people, they will tell you, I plan to go to US, so I'm planning to go to US. Okay, uncle, what are you doing towards your plan to go to the US? You say, don't worry, I have a plan. Okay, show me what your plans are. The next thing you start hearing is, I say I have a plan. Don't you just believe me? Just believe me, I have a plan. You see, when someone is beginning to avoid questions, that's a sign that this person is not sincere with you, is not truthful. Like, how do you want to even marry someone that cannot tell you his plans? And it's another thing to plan, it's another thing to work towards a plan. Now, you say you want to travel out. To travel out, at least you should have some amount in your account. But here you are buying everything you see to buy, or you are wasting money anyhow, or he's even the type that shows off. So because he shows off, he will carry his friend to a party, they go out together, have some fun. The money you should save for his traveling is spending it on friends because he wants to show off, and then there's not enough money. By the time you are checking his savings, in fact, if you even have up to 1,000 naira there, just praise God. Like, there's no physical plan to show that they want to achieve that plan. They usually have good potential, and that's what I refer to as they having a plan. They have potential of what they can do, but they never have any step they are taking to achieve those things, to make it a reality. So, and by the time you are questioning them, they shun you off directly or indirectly and tell you that, sometimes they will even tell you, why are you questioning me? Don't you just believe me? Can't you just trust me? Or something like, is this how you want to be doing when we get married? You'll be poke-nosing into everything. When it's ready, I will tell you. It's a lie. It's a lie, because anyone that has a plan will be bold to tell their partner, this is my plan, this is how I want to go about it. So watch out for those kind of patterns and be very sure that they have a plan and they are working towards a plan. Not just having a plan is a different thing to have a plan, and another thing to work towards your plan. Then another thing is they are most times cruel or disrespectful to their own parents. They may not be cruel, but they may be disrespectful. How are they disrespectful? Like, they don't even care if their parents is alive. They rarely call their parents, and even if they call their parents, it's going to be as though they are doing their parents a favor. Or if they go to their parents' house, they are just like looking at their parents. Now, I understand that there are some parents, I won't deny the fact that there are some parents who are very abusive, and their children may want to avoid them for every reason possible. But there's a difference between someone who is trying to avoid their abusive parents. First of all, they would even explain to you at some point why they are being careful about their family. And another thing is, when they are... Dana, you're disturbing me. Go back upstairs. Sorry for the interruption. So basically, there's this difference between someone who has been through abuse from their parents and is trying to protect himself or herself from them. So most times they will just, like, it's going to be a quick discussion between them, but you will still smell the respect. That even though you have abused me, even though I don't want to have anything to do with you, I will respect your age and the fact that you birthed me. Compared to the person that he doesn't even care. If you like, be the one that bled on their life to make them alive. Like, you don't even care. Your words does not hold water beside them. The way they talk to their parents will show that this one does not regard his parents. And you don't forget, the Bible has even said that honor your parents so that your days may be long. See, no matter how evil a parent is, even I'm not saying have a relationship with them, still respect them from a distance. Like, don't talk down, don't do things that you don't want others to do to you. Yes, they may not deserve it in terms of their maltreatment to you while raising you up, because they are being abusive, extremely abusive, but you can still respect them from a distance. You don't necessarily even have to be calling them, you understand? But don't be fast to disrespect them for your own sake, not for their own sake. They have sown their seed, they will reap it, but it's not up to you to help them to reap it. So these kind of people, they may not even have a cruel parent, but they would deliberately, just because of the kind of person they are, they don't regard anybody. So they won't regard their parents. Like, they don't give a damn who their parents is. So you want to be careful with this kind of people. And another thing is, they are like a chameleon. They change easily. Their character changes. This moment they are very lovely. The next moment they are nasty. The next moment they are cranky. The next moment they are back to their very loving self. And you are confused, thereby creating a confused atmosphere. And you are wondering what is going to be the next thing they will do. When someone is changing like that in their attitude, there's a problem. Because by the time you get married, that kind of person is going to be abusive. They will rarely be smiling with you in the house, but once you step out of the door, they are the most friendly and most loving person you will have around you. Meanwhile, inside of the house, they are far from it. So they usually are they adapt so fast to the environment. They adapt so fast to what they want people to see about them. They are very, very fast to change. So once someone's character is not stable, that is a red flag. That is something you want to avoid. That is someone you want to move away from. So if someone is finding it easy to change and switch their character, change and switch the way they behave to you or to other people, how they treat other people, see that a guy is loving to you and maltreating a sales girl, shows that is a red flag. It shows it does not respect. It doesn't even respect you, because if it respects you, it will respect a woman just like you. That a man is treating you right, meanwhile is maltreating other women. It shows that the minute he has captured you into his house and you are his wife, that same treatment he has given to every other person outside will now come back to you, because they are just reflecting who they are to those outside. And meanwhile, they are trying to pretend to be what they are not to you, because they want to capture you. Once they are fully catch you and you are inside, you are married, you have done the whole thing, you will start seeing them unveiling their real self to you. They will start revealing it little by little. And by then, you would have been so engrossed that you'll be thinking, I don't want to be divorced, because that's usually the fear of many people. You don't want to be divorced. And when did I get married? I will not divorce now. No, you now be thinking, oh, let me see how I can salvage the situation. And when you're trying to salvage it, it's deliberately getting worse. The truth is, it was always like that, but you overlook it because you thought it was treating you well, even when it was maltreating other people. So you have to be very careful and be observant. While you are falling in love, let your brain be at alert. Then they are very secretive about little things. Little things as maybe, okay, let's say they have a sibling who was coming to see them. And let's say you're working in the same place and their sibling is coming to see you or see him or something. They will not tell you, and you now stumble on each other and you're like, why didn't you tell me now? So basically they will tell you like, I just feel I shouldn't tell you. Like, they hide irrelevant things that are senseless. You'll not be wondering, what's special about you telling me this? Let me tell you, that's a red flag. It means that there's something huge that you don't know. They don't want you to know. And the reason they are doing that is so that by the time you are used to them keeping secrets from you, it will be easy for them to keep their nasty secrets from you. So the minute you start tolerating all the keeping of the tiny secrets, be ready to to tolerate them keeping the worst kind of secret as well. So they will be keeping little secrets. In fact, it could be just a paper, maybe a paper that's, I don't even know, like something so irrelevant, something that when you see it, you're like, what's so special about you showing me this? Like, it is something the whole world can know and it will not do anything to you. You understand? Like, it is something that even if the world is aware, it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't change them from who they are. It doesn't mean people will not respect them again. But because they want to create a trend of keeping secrets from you, they will start hiding even those irrelevant ones. And when they start hiding those irrelevant ones and you are quiet about it, they will boldly hide the relevant ones. Relevant ones like if they have any infection, if they have any what's it called now? Sickness in their family, or if they have any kind of thing that you need to know. Hello, thank you for joining. Choco Deborah, thank you for joining. So basically, that is the goal of keeping the small secrets is to be able to keep the bigger secret in the long run. That's the goal. So you don't want to you don't want to overlook those secrets. Those little secrets. You want to ask. You want to know why they are bold to hide such a little thing from you. That means if they can hide that little thing from you, then they will hide more. They will hide bigger ones, the ones that can even cost you your life. These are the kind of people that when you tell them I'm having a headache, they will look at it like, what's the big deal? And so they go and sleep now, or they will even leave you. They don't even care if you are fine or not. These are the kind of people that don't care if you are feeling fine or not feeling fine. Like, they don't even give a damn. So you don't want to overlook this kind of red flag. Another red flag is they passively or actively demand your password, either for your social account, your email, your phone. They stylishly ask for the password. The reason is for them to start controlling you, controlling who you chat with, controlling who you talk to, controlling when you go online, controlling what you respond to. Why I said passively is because sometimes they may just say, oh, can I have your phone? And instead of them giving you the phone to unlock it, they'll say, guys, just tell me the password now. You see the scope we used. Plus, a person that respects you and respects your boundary would give you your phone back to unlock it. It is now up to you, when you are comfortable and convenient, to now say, okay, this is a password, change, you can have access to it, so don't bother asking me. But when someone is that you're in a relationship with is like, just change it now, just give me the password now. What are you hiding now? Maybe we are one, we are intending to be married now. Why are you hiding stuff from me? Meanwhile, if he asks for his own phone or his own password, he will not even answer. He will not tell you, no, I'm not giving you. He will just act like he didn't even hear what you said, collect the phone from you and continue doing something else, and then unlock it and give it, take, and you cannot do it. You see the difference? Both of you are worlds apart. The way he is reasoning is different from yours, and that is because he wants to control you. That's because the relationship is likely going to end the way it is starting. So don't ignore this these red flags. Another one is they guilt trip you at every opportunity. Now, to guilt trip is like, let's say for example, you have offended him 2 days ago. No, he offended you. No, you offended him 2 days ago, and then he talked about it and you apologized. You understand? Or you may not even remember, or he may deliberately not even tell you that you offended him. So there's no way you will apologize for something you don't know. So he will keep quiet about it, and then the day he will now offend you and you are saying, see what you did to me now, I don't like it, you have to just say sorry. The next thing he's going to tell you is, Chappy, you did it 2 days ago. How many times did you tell me sorry? And they will not start. And then somehow, from the topic of what brought up that discussion, you will find yourself going back to the discussion of 2 days ago that you may not even be aware of, or you were aware and you have said sorry, but because he does not want to say sorry, he will now bring up that issue. And then instead of him being the one to tell you sorry, you are the one saying sorry. So that's how they work. It's going to be a kind of guilt trip to make you feel guilty for nothing, or for something you did in the past that you're apologetic about already, or something you're not even aware. And sometimes, let me tell you one truth, sometimes you may not have done anything wrong, but because these people have this way of psychologically believing in their own lies, and when you keep believing in your lie, that lie begin to look like a truth to you. So because they would have built that sin in their head, they will not bring it to you, and you will be confused, like, I didn't do it. And they will not be hearing something like, you see, you forget things. When it is about you, you won't remember. But if it is me, you will remember everything. It's a lie. They have only built a lie in their head to make you shut up and not demand for apology. And the minute you start finding yourself wanting to record your conversation, it means there's no other red flag as good as that. The minute you find yourself wanting to record your conversation with someone that you are intending to get married to, then there's a big problem. Don't bother going into that relationship, because what's the point? Where you cannot freely talk, where you have to rehearse what you want to talk about, where you have to record it so that in case he wants to use it against you in the court of his own evidence, you can bring it up and say, okay, this is it. So you don't want to go into that relationship. Another thing is they have different financial values from yours. Now, different financial values could be, could believe that, okay, it is better you buy a house, while they will say, no, why should you buy a house? Let's just go and rent. Or you say, how about we invest in businesses? Like, you may not even necessarily want to be part of the business. You know, there are some businesses that all you do is to invest your money in it, and over time it yields, and they give you your own part with your interest and everything. You will say something like, no, I want to start my own business. Meanwhile, the business is going to bring maybe something of high risk. That at the end of the day, because there won't be any structure, because both of you will not work hand in hand, there will never be agreement, because he has a different opinion. And by the time you say, okay, let me agree with your opinion, then you start bringing in suggestion. He will tell you to shut up, that he knows better, that you should not, don't interfere. You know, I know what I'm doing. That's what they will say. I know what I'm doing. And by the time they say, I know what I'm doing, they start misbehaving, and then they run into debt. And then, so you need to understand your financial values. Is it the same thing? Do you agree on the same thing? Like, of course, husband and wife cannot always agree on everything, but sometimes when you're at that kind of situation where your husband is having a different view from yours, sometimes it's either you allow him have his way, understanding it and agreeing with him, because it does not mean he's wrong, neither are you wrong, but at that point one person needs to lead. So you can as well allow your husband to lead, and if it is the husband as well, allow your wife to lead at that point. Just like, it is more like, it's still a win-win. It is for both of you. So it's a teamwork. So at some point in time, one person needs to submit to the other. That's why the Bible says submit you one to another. That's how the Bible has instructed marriage to be. But unfortunately, our African men don't believe that. They believe it's only the woman that should submit. They jump, I don't know. They do that selective jumping. They just deliberately omit that part that says submit you one to another, and then jump to wife submit unto your own husband. Now they have even worsened the matter that every woman should submit to them as far as they have penis. So you really have to be very careful and know what you want. Then I have 2 more points, and then if you have questions, please feel free to drop it. And for me, please, in case I've not answered your question, please let me know so I can answer it again and see if there's any other thing I can add to it. Another point is, okay, I think I've explained this one. If married or dating but having sex, they make fun of you during sex. I already explained that. If you are married already, or you are dating and you are the kind of couple that practice sex before marriage, personally I don't do that. But if you do that, I don't subscribe to it. But if you are the type that do that and you are during your sex time, the next thing is say you're sounding like a goat, you're sounding like a sheep, like comparing it to something, or making jest of you, like see the way you do your leg. Is this like comment? See, there's a difference between you and playing with you. When you are playing with someone, your play should boost them, should make them better. Any play that is making someone feel low, feel like reducing their self-esteem, that is not a play. And then if, let's say for example, the person is doing it unconsciously, like they don't know it's something that affects you, you tell them like, I don't like this thing. The next thing the person should do is, oh, I'm sorry, I thought I was only playing, but I'm so sorry. And they don't repeat it, that's fine. But when the person keeps doing it, then you don't want to continue in that relationship. Okay, thank you. Now the last one is, they laugh at your weakness, claiming they are only playing with you. Everybody has a weakness. We all do. Nobody in this world is without a weakness. The only difference is some know how to manage it. My time is almost up. Thank God I'm almost through. They know how to manage it, and because of that, you don't really know. But when someone who calls you their significant other is always making jest of you, of your weaknesses, telling the whole world about your mistakes, telling the world about the mistakes you're making, then know that there's a problem. So well, thank God the time is practically off, just 1 minute and 30 something seconds. So I'm running off here. If you have a question, send me a DM. I'll power them up and maybe we'll treat the question in our next class next week. So if you have a question, send me a DM, we'll treat it next week. And if there's no question, we'll treat a different topic. So I'm hoping I've been able to impact you this afternoon. I'm hoping I've been able to enlighten you about what to look out for in your relationship. And like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this live class, I have this workbook that the price will be going up to 1.5 from tomorrow. It's actually very essential. You need this for this kind of thing. Is on relationship evaluation workbook. I explained some things there that you should understand, and I also gave some questions that you should ask yourself to help you analyze your relationship, if this relationship is something that is worth keeping or discarding. You want to get it. It is just 1,000 naira only. This offer of 1,000 naira closes to the 1,000 naira £3, depending on the currency you want to pay for with. And then if you are paying from tomorrow, it is 1,005 and £5 relatively. So yeah, this is me saying thank you and have a lovely afternoon. My time is up. I got to go now. Bye bye everybody. See you again next week Wednesday. Please tell your friend. Once the topic is out, I'll let you know. So bye. And if you have a topic you want me to talk about, please send a DM.